HSBC stands for Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation. It's a multinational banking and financial services organization, and one of the largest in the world. The acronym HSBC reflects the bank's origins in Asia, though its headquarters is now in London. HSBC was founded in Hong Kong on March 3, 1865, by Scottish banker Sir Thomas Sutherland. The aim was to facilitate trade between China and Europe, especially the booming British Empire's interests in Asia during the colonial era. A branch was also opened shortly after in Shanghai. By the late 19th century, HSBC had branches throughout Asia, including Japan, India, and the Philippines. It played a key role in financing trade, particularly in silk, tea, and opium. During the era of the opium trade, they call it the world's local bank. But behind the polished glass and glossy ads, HSBC was more like the underworld's favorite laundromat. Dirty money didn't just pass through its vaults, it was welcomed. Today on The Ledger, we expose how one of the world's largest financial institutions became a pipeline for cartels, traffickers, and rogue nations, and how almost nobody paid the price. Welcome back to The Ledger, where we follow the dirty money, expose the power players, and drag the skeletons out of corporate closets. Today, we're peeling back the layers of the HSBC money laundering scandal, a global banking giant caught red-handed washing billions in drug cartel cash, helping rogue states dodge sanctions, and looking the other way as blood money flowed freely through its vaults. This isn't just a banking blunder, this is one of the biggest financial crimes in modern history, and almost no one paid the price. If you're ready to uncover what the headlines missed, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to The Ledger, where we don't just report the crime, we dissect it. In the 1990s, HSBC grew like a weed, swallowing up banks from the UK to Mexico. With each acquisition came access, more customers, more countries, more cover, but along with new markets came old habits. And HSBC's Mexican arm, Grupo Financiero Vital, brought something extra, ties to the Sinaloa and Norte del Valle cartels. By the 2000s, billions in cartel money flowed through HSBC Mexico. Deposits soared. Red flags were ignored. And armored trucks, literally filled with narco cash, rolled into HSBC branches like clockwork. HSBC wasn't just sloppy. They actively gutted their anti-money laundering controls. Compliance staff were slashed. Reports went unread. Systems were outdated. Inside, employees begged for upgrades. They knew something stank. But upstairs, silence. Profits trumped oversight. In 1 year alone, HSBC processed over $7 billion in suspicious bulk cash transfers from Mexico to the US. The bank blamed cultural gaps. The DEA called it willful blindness, but it wasn't just narcos. HSBC also helped rogue regimes dodge sanctions. From 2001 to 2007, HSBC funneled $660 million through the U.S. financial system on behalf of sanctioned Iranian entities, stripping wire details so no one would notice. This wasn't a mistake. It was policy. HSBC staff created special procedures to mask Iranian clients. They even called it removal of sensitive information. By 2012, the jig was up. U.S. authorities dropped a bombshell. HSBC had helped drug cartels and terrorist financing networks move hundreds of billions in dirty money. The Department of Justice had all the evidence. Emails, wire logs, whistleblower testimony, but instead of indictments, we got a deal. HSBC paid $1.9 billion, less than 6 weeks of revenue, and signed a deferred prosecution agreement. That meant no trial. No guilty plea. Just a promise to behave. Despite the scale of the crime, not a single executive went to prison. Not one. In fact, most kept their bonuses. Stuart Gulliver, HSBC's CEO, admitted unacceptable behavior, then took home millions. Whistleblowers like Everett Stern were ignored. His alerts about terrorist-linked wires were buried. Later, he testified before Congress, exposing a culture of silence, but the bank didn't care. Their monitor, appointed by the DOJ, was supposed to keep them clean. He resigned, saying the bank still didn't take compliance seriously. After the scandal, HSBC rebranded. Green logos. ESG commitments. Public apologies, but behind the scenes. The money machine kept humming, they paid their fine, dodged the bullet, and kept climbing. As of today, HSBC is worth over $150 billion and operates in 60 countries, and the people who lost everything, from cartel violence to financial ruin, they got nothing. For years, HSBC was the favored bank of cartels, dictators, and crooks. They didn't just break the law, they industrialized it. They told the world they stood for trust, transparency, and progress, but at its core, HSBC was exactly what its criminals' customers needed, a bank that asked no questions and counted every dollar. HSBC didn't just launder money, they laundered trust. Billions flowed through their systems unchecked, enriching cartels, terrorists, and sanctioned regimes, all while the bank paid a fine and got back to business. For the victims, the damage is permanent. For the bank, just the cost of doing business. This is what financial corruption looks like when there's no real punishment, only profits. If this story shocked you, and it should, hit subscribe, share this video, and leave a comment with what you think justice really looks like, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss when the ledger drops the next deep dive.